What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, guys. Well, I'm on my way to my second job. First job, customer wasn't home, so I'm heading to my second job now. Still in the book of Jeremiah. I told you I'm going to be here for a while. But I guess my word today would be, I'm having one of those days in this experiencing where I got so many thoughts running through my head. So many ideas that I'm trying to get out and get them out of my head and get them working and get them moving. One thing that I'm really trying to do is, it's not so much me at my age to start a new business, but I'm trying to get these ideas to those under me. So that they can get out and run with them and be able to provide for themselves and their families for years to come. And that is the challenge. As parents, we have a responsibility to make sure our children are far better off than we are. This is biblical based. I'm going somewhere from a biblical standpoint. So if we fail to do that, then we end up with circumstances that we have today. And I try to say that church and politics should not be together, but they've been together forever. So that's not a true saying when you say you want to separate politics from church. So having said that, it's no secret that we're in a unprecedented time in regards to the current administration eliminating high-paying positions that cannot be replaced. You've got people that are losing jobs today that can't lose their job today and say, okay, I'm gonna walk into Walmart or I'm gonna become an Uber driver. You can't go from making $200,000-$300,000 a year to making $19 an hour. The two just don't mix. So for the current administration, and I'm gonna say it like that because I want to be respectful, but for the current administration to think that that's okay and it's going to work, it doesn't make sense. Okay, now, how am I going to tie this to a biblical base? And that is this. In Jeremiah 30, 29, 30, and 31, 32, 33, but particularly in 28, 29, where the Lord gave a word and spoke of the yoke being placed on the neck of Jeremiah and the Israelites. And then for the false prophet to come and say that God is going to deliver you in 2 years, and he break the wooden yoke only to replace it with an iron yoke. And then for the Israelites to find out that they were going to be in captivity for 70 years, unlike what the false prophet had said, which caused the prophet to die. So let's talk about the yoke that's placed on our necks right now. Because make no mistake, it's a yoke that's placed on our neck. We are being steered in a direction that we have no idea what lies ahead of us. And we're being steered by the current administration. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into conspiracy thing because, again, I'm not a politician and I'm speaking my thoughts, my opinions. And sometimes, like the bishop said, sometimes your opinions can get in the way of the truth, and your opinions are not always right. So these are just thoughts. But we're being steered by an administration in a direction that we have no idea what lies ahead of us. So when it comes down to our children, we have a responsibility of preparing our children for whatever is to come. When I was growing up, there wasn't an expectation in my household of higher education. It was something we had to decide as we got older to choose. My brother Chris did it. He went way further than I did, and I did it. I always said I was going to go back and get me a degree, which is personal for me. It wasn't never to go get a degree to go get a job. It was to get a degree because people thought I probably couldn't do it. So I said, well, I'll do it to prove you wrong. Now, think about all the people that went out and got these high-paying degrees and did everything they were supposed to be and leveled themselves or positioned themselves to have great jobs. Only in 2005 to have those jobs eliminated with no warning whatsoever. Okay, so let's talk about our children. Now back to the children. It's your responsibility to prepare your children for an unknown future. When we were in school getting these degrees and these educations, we didn't have any idea that this day was going to come where I was, and I'm not, but hypothetically, where I'm going to be in the federal government. I'm going to be the top ranking general in the United States Army or military. And one day somebody just going to come tell me my job is gone. I done all this schooling, all this training, but now my job is gone. Now, I'm sure that these people have prepared because they reached a level that most of us will never see. So I'm sure that they've been prepared, and financially they're probably going to be okay. But this was not how they thought things were going to be. So we need to be teaching our children to be prepared for their future, which is bright and great. But you got to be teaching them to be prepared for the unknown things like what's occurring right now. That's why for my family, my grandbaby, and my godson, I'm pushing education, no question about it, because had I really stuck with it and really pursued degrees, higher degrees, and just kept going like my brother Chris did, I probably would be, I'll be doing what I'm doing now, but I'll be doing it on a more massive scale. Now, for my grandbaby, my godson, I'm pushing educations in fields of law, lawyers. I want them to be educated so they know their rights, but I also want them to be their own business owners. I want my godson and my granddaughter to know the law because we're governed by laws in this country. If you don't know your laws, you are going to be taken advantage of. Now, while they're learning the law of the land, I want them to have their own businesses so that they can be successful and not have to rely on somebody giving them a job. The law is for you to know. We all need to know real law, not the YouTube and Facebook law, this crap these people doing. I'm not getting out my car and then you get beat over your head and pulled out your car because you're ignorant to the fact that you don't have rights. You really don't have no rights. Not in this land. Land is governed. We don't own any of this. This is governed. Pay on to Caesar what is Caesar. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But I want my children to know their rights, to know the law of the land so that they can navigate these laws and be successful in their own businesses so they never have to go get a job. What they're going to do is they're going to create businesses and jobs for themselves. And I grew up saying to myself, I'm going to create a job for me and I'm going to create a job for 12 more people like me. That's what I've always been doing since I started my business. So I want my granddaughter and my godson to create a business and then create jobs for people that look like you. Don't go out and get a job. There aren't any more jobs to go get. They're telling you this right now. Now, biblically, let's get back in this. I hope I can get this across, but that's the yoke that's placed on our necks. That's where we're being steered. The good news is God said to the Israelites that he was going to bring them back to their homeland. It's yet to be seen. Look at what's going on in the war in Jerusalem now. Do you think that war is what God intended, how God intended them to get their land back? I don't think so. So I want to be mindful and be cautious on the conversations that I have, but I can't have real conversations if we don't talk about things that's happening in this world. And I am not, I'll say this, I'm not anti-government at all. I believe in the law of the land. That's why I've never been a criminal. I didn't go out and set out to be a criminal and be a thug or a mischief individual. I'm a thug in my own way, but I'm not out there beating people, kicking people in the head. I'm not robbing and stealing from nobody. I'm a thug when it comes down to creating a business for myself to provide for my family. And that's what I want us all to see. Man, I'm working on several things. In one of my posts when I said I wanted to get a couple of small people, and I've had some people inquire, so we're going to see where that goes. But I want to do that because I want to give back this knowledge that I'm learning. I want to show people a way of how to get better, how to break that yoke is what we're talking about. See, I'm breaking a yoke that was placed on me by those who came before me. My father, my father's father, his father, our ancestors. Remember, we're paying the cost of the original sin that took place in the Garden of Eden when God said, you can eat of all of these trees, but do not eat of this tree here. Because once you eat of this tree, your eyes will surely be open. So that was a sin that was committed when they ate from the wrong tree, or the tree that they were told not. So we all paying that price now. So it's a biblical message in here, but we have got to, again, I try to bring the biblical message to apply it to my life today. Yesterday, man, I was in a creative mode, and we were just talking about the diversity programs that are being eliminated. Bing! Another light bulb went off in my head. So now I'm out trying to fundraise. I am trying to raise, and I'm going to attempt, not only, see, I'm not going to just use my money, because individually, my money is weak as one. But if you bring people together who all bring their resources together, we won't need diversity programs in order to be successful, because we can fund them ourselves. We are the biggest consumers. So when they treat us wrong and we stop spending our dollars, then you get noticed. But I'm here to tell you, they got so much money now, it's almost to the point where they kind of feel like they don't need your dollars. And if they take your jobs, you ain't making no dollars. So now you have nothing. So now what are we going to do? What's next? Again, the yoke that is steering us in a direction. So on that note, guys, just kind of went off to the side, but if I gotta speak the truth, man, if I don't speak what's true and what's on my mind, I'm bottled up. Yesterday, man, I was just so bottled up and frustrated because my ideas, I'm like, the movement is paced. And I wish the pace was faster. Fast doesn't always necessarily mean right or good. I like to take my ideas and throw them at a wall. Throw them at a couple of people and see if they stick. The ideas that I'm throwing they're sticking, but the progress, because of the way the country is going, it's slowing down. Commerce is slowing down. So if I'm building a product, I got to get that product manufactured, made, and get it back here. Why not just make it here? Another light bulb moment. Why don't we make our own products here? Why do we have to source them out from China? Collectively, we can do that. Individually, it's hard because everybody won't see your vision. But then I go back to the scripture when God said, when he sent Jeremiah out to prophesy, he said, don't worry about the looks on people's faces. He won't let anybody harm you or no harm will befall you. So my ideas and my vision, everybody might not catch fire, but there's some that will, and we can take these things to a whole nother level. So on that note, guys, I'm going to get a bar for here because I could talk like this all day long. And I want to try to always keep it biblical based. If it's not biblical based, then it's just conversation. And I don't want to just be on here just having conversations. You know, I want to reveal a lot of my ideas to everybody, but you can't do that just willy-nilly. You've got to keep some things to yourself. And those individuals who are interested, all you got to do is inbox me. See, that's going to tell me who's serious and who's not serious. Got a few inboxes in regards to the study that I want to put together in helping people get better. But I'm living proof that the tools that I use to help me advance myself from previous things, I just want to share with people and see if it helps other people. And if it does, and then I want to put it down, I want to put it out there in the hole. So on that note, guys, I'm going to let it go. Get over and get to this job, get this money, because that's what we all got to do. Hey, God bless you. Again, pray for our country, man. And everybody that listen to these videos, man, I pray for you all as well. All right, guys, talk to you soon.